great weekend, right? Welcome to the channel. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk and celebrate pretty much every day. And this Trump second term is just endless celebration. You know, I'm wearing a shirt for America's 250th birthday, and President Trump said that this year was going to be a year-long celebration of America on our 250th anniversary coming up the next 4th of July. And every day's just winning. Every day is winning with Trump. I mean, this is just fantastic. You know, this EU trade deal is being reported as the largest trade deal ever made in the history of the planet. And you got to understand, the United States is the #1 largest economy in the world. The EU is #2. So the two largest economies in the world just signed a trade deal. And it benefits the United States. My favorite part of that press conference yesterday with the EU chancellor is a reporter asked her, what concessions did the United States make? And she said none. Because there was such a trade imbalance, such an unfair imbalance in trade, Trump made a deal and didn't give a single concession, which means he got every single thing he wanted and probably a lot more. He's just not bragging about the more that he got. And, you know, this is so beautiful, so amazing. They said it wouldn't happen. They said it couldn't happen. The Trump haters, the Democrats, they said tariffs don't work. We're seeing time and time again that not only do tariffs work and are an incredible negotiating tool, that the United States is a lot richer today than it was because of them. So all these people who said tariffs don't work, where are those people now? And, you know, this trade deal with the EU, I was looking through when I was doing my show prep this morning. I couldn't find anyone who was saying it was a bad deal. Can you? How could anyone say it's a bad deal? Because it's a great deal. And it's just so amazing to have a president who puts America first, Americans first, isn't owned by the special interests, the donors, isn't angling and making deals so that when they leave the White House, they can make money like these other presidents do. When you have a top economist like Donald Trump as your president, and he's making economic deals, this is what you get. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, guys. Yeah, Donald Trump is a top economist. I mean, he is a successful billionaire who has made billions of dollars in all kinds of different businesses. That makes him a top economist, yeah. An economist isn't some college professor who has a PhD in economics who never had a job or ran a company. That's not an economist. That's credentialing garbage. It's amazing. Think about it. All those people at the beginning of this second incredible non-consecutive term of our favorite president, Donald Trump, who said tariffs don't work. I haven't heard anybody say that in the last 12 hours. Have you? No. And you're not, because tariffs do work. And President Trump proves that time and time again. I mean, but, you know, the world's been ripping us off, and we've been sold out by our leaders. That's it. That's it. Oh, it's as good as it gets. Now, on the next stream, which will be just over an hour, I'll be taking your live calls on the air, so make sure you subscribe. The toll-free number will be pinned in that chat, and we're going to break this down and talk about it. Did you also see that there's talk of impeaching Obama? That's great for his espionage. But we're hearing from top people around Trump that Brennan is going to be indicted. Um, I saw over the weekend that Roger Stone, I saw this on X over the weekend, that Roger Stone has been staying at the White House the past week before Trump went to Scotland. He's been staying at the White House briefing Trump on everything Epstein. We're in such a perfect country right now. And Roger Stone, I saw Roger Stone on X this morning, and he said every political person that went to Epstein Island was a Democrat. Not one Republican went to Epstein Island, only Democrats. Isn't that something? Yeah. I know, it's insane, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, these are the kind of things they don't want you to know about. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. We're just so blessed. We're so lucky. We really, truly are. I mean, this is just... We're in a new phase in the country now where we just haven't been in a long time, because we've had these radical... globalists are just crooks that are corrupt public officials. So we've had these corrupt public official globalists and radical liberals that hate America, the hate America first crowd, running the country. It's been a long time since we had a competent American president of the United States of America. He shut down the sex trafficking, the human trafficking, the slave trade at the southern border. Mm-hmm. He has done so much. Forward Observer, welcome. A member to the channel. Yeah, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. This is where Mag comes to talk. I mean, it's just beautiful. This 15% tariff, because they had tariffs that were out of control out of Europe. Yeah, just completely out of control. And I love how he got the separate deal with the UK. That was the first domino to fall. And I was talking on my podcast over the weekend how I knew things were going to go well when the EU commissioner, she came to President Trump. She came to him. He didn't go to her at her headquarters, wherever the heck that is. She came to him at his own golf resort, Turnberry in Scotland. And that was just amazing. Just amazing. I knew there, because that was bending the knee right there, but I wasn't expecting the deal so quick. I don't think anyone was. And then it just happened. We're in a great place, people. We are in an incredibly great place. Mm-hmm. Europe's falling apart. Europe's going to get their act back together. I mean, did you hear how she was talking yesterday? They're going to crack down on their immigration like we've done. Trump is the model for Europe to save their civilization. And that was exciting. So, Trump's the model for the world. He saved American and Western civilization. Let's just hope we don't lose Europe. Europe's always been falling apart. That's why that's why our ancestors left it. It's amazing. Amazing. I mean, weren't you guys shocked at how quick that deal came back? I couldn't believe how fast it came back. I watched the press conference. It was exciting. And then I went about everything. I turned it off. And then next thing I know, he made a deal. Like in 5 minutes. Yep. It's very exciting. It doesn't get better than this, people. It does not get better than this. So that's what I'm obviously going to lead with today. But there's a lot of other things, too, that we're going to cover. This racial attack on white people. Got to talk about that. And a few other things, too. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, and all of this winning for America has just completely changed the expectation of the American people for our public officials. It is a beautiful MAGA Monday, no doubt. This small cult of loser liberal never Trumpers, it's getting smaller all the time. More and more people are getting red-pilled each and every day. You see it. How could you not be red-pilled when you see everything that President Trump is doing? Right? You know, this trade deal with the European Union, how could anyone who's an American honestly have an argument that it wasn't a great thing? It's one of those things that's universally accepted as good from an American perspective. I'm sure there's some people in Europe that don't like it because they, you know, their scam has been ended. Winning, winning, winning. That's right. Priority Mail TV. Exactly. Winning, winning, winning. That's right. I mean, this is just nonstop winning. President Trump has done more in the first 6 months of this second term than any president since FDR's first 6 months. Because the FDR had the New Deal in the first few months. And now, we've never experienced winning at this level. It has never happened before. It just hasn't. But I love it. It's Christmas in July. I never dreamed he would come back with the deal. I thought there'd be some talks after he came back, and maybe there'd be a deal, or she'd come and visit him at the White House. I was not expecting them to have a deal while he was at Turnberry. I don't think anyone was, but I wonder when Trump knew he was going to have the trade deal signed. Did he know it before he went to Europe? Did he know it in that first press conference? I don't know. I don't know when he knew it, but it happened. Yeah. Now, again, make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel. This is where MAGA comes to talk. And in about an hour, I'll have my morning show started where I'll be taking live calls. The toll-free number will be pinned in the live chat. Yeah, Joan Hastings, I agree with that. I mean, this is just a beautiful day. It's a great time to be an American. It's always a great time to be an American, but now it's just extra special. Extra special. And, you know, these low numbers that the Democrats have the lowest approval numbers ever. And that's why Jasmine Crockett and AOC are gaining weight. You notice both of them, they look like they wear each other's jeans. They're both gaining weight because they're depressed. They've destroyed their party, and they're looking for answers at the bottom of bottles and cleaning plates of food, I guess, because they're both gaining a lot of weight. And all that socialist, communist garbage just isn't going to fly anymore. You know, it's just not going to fly. Like there was a story over the weekend. ICE was after some illegals, and they ran inside some medical clinic, and ICE went in there and got them. The days of hiding out in emergency rooms and things, those days are over. You know, the whole country is getting back on track with President Trump. I'm also going to go over on the show today, Zohan in New York, his bizarre wedding in Uganda. Not sure what that was all about. No, but it was a bizarre wedding. You know, Zohan got married in Uganda at his family's compound. They had masked soldiers, military security, wearing masks, guarding the Ugandan compound of Zohan. And they had cell phone jammers in place too. That's your man of the people. Yes, we are the deporter supporter. I like that. Where did you hear that, Kevin? I've never heard that one before. The deporter supporter. I like that, yes. If you're a deporter supporter, press 1. Exactly. How could you be opposed to this? How could you guys be opposed to this? You know, I cannot remember this girl's name. Maybe, does anyone know? I watched over the weekend on Netflix something that's been hyped a lot about that girl who they said was being sex trafficked that disappeared off the cruise ship. What is the name of that girl? I can't remember her name. Does anybody remember the name? You know what I'm talking about? The one in the Netflix special? I cannot remember her name. I watched it was a couple-part Netflix documentary. Oh boy. But it just shows you how a fake narrative can be crafted by people. You know, what's going on in the media is such a fake narrative about everything with Trump. Now, this EU trade deal, the media are really in a pickle with that one because what can they say that's against it? So expect to hear the name Epstein a lot. Because they have when the left have no argument, they're just going to say Jeffrey Epstein. That's what you're going to hear. And I imagine when liberals call me on the phones today, I'll hear some of that. Well, why are you talking about this and not Jeffrey Epstein? Well, because that's an old story that's not relevant today, maybe, perhaps. We talk about news, which is emphasis on the new aspect of it. But that'll be their response to everything because they have no arguments now. It's so bizarre. It's... you know, the liberal talking points, is that her name, Amy Lynn Bradley? That Netflix documentary is such BS. I've never seen such a crafted fake news story, but it really shows you how the news, that's a documentary, but it shows you how the news can craft a fake narrative if they want. But, you know, over the years since I've been doing this, liberals, all they have are talking points that mean nothing. Right now, the latest talking point, well, what about Jeffrey Epstein? Or why aren't you talking about Jeffrey Epstein? You know, it's just, I've seen the talking points come and go over the years. The left never have any arguments, right? You know, and here you have President Trump, who has shut down the largest sex trafficking, child trafficking, and slave trafficking operation in history, shutting down the southern border, and they want you to, you know, talk about something he had nothing to do with and act like he doesn't, you know, it's so bizarre. It's just so bizarre. But that's okay. We've got our president, and he's doing a great job. This president is doing the best job imaginable. I mean, it's just all this winning. That EU deal was just such a shocker yesterday when that came down. I couldn't believe it happened. I was in total shock when it came out. And I know you guys were too. How could you not be? It was a shocker. It was a shocker, especially when the United States, President Trump didn't give one concession to Europe. He got everything he wanted and more. They made all the concessions. Trump didn't make a single concession. That's according to the EU commissioner. She was asked about it. Oh. The United States is the #1 best country in the world, and we should be #1 in every aspect of everything. And here we are. The president is the leader of the free world again. That's right. These presidents since Clinton started screwing us with the NAFTA. That's when all that globalism really took hold, which is really just a con game. I loved what President Trump was saying about the windmills yesterday. He went through such a detailed explanation of the poison that is the windmill people. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, that's just... Now, make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel. On the next stream in an hour, I'll be taking live calls on the air. You can call me. I'll be in the studio. I can't wait to get through this today. I'm so excited. It's it's not even an environmental racket. It's a way for, of course, they're all made in China. The whole green scam is about China because China doesn't have oil. So they make all these things that suck. Windmills, solar panels, and so many of our politicians are owned by China that, they're pushing all that crap. But it was interesting what Trump said. He says with the windmills, those the biggest windmills, he says they rust in 8 years, and you can't dispose of the propellers. You can't bury them because they're made of some toxic material that harms the soil. But they're environmentalist. So stupid. Just so incredibly stupid. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Chris Hogan. I will have a great show today. Mm-hmm. Now, I look forward to talking to you guys on the air today about this. I mean, this is a day of celebration for America. Team USA. Team America. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. This term, I knew that the second term would be better than the first term, but who would have known that it would be this good? MAGA power, that's right. It's 82 degrees already here in sunny South Florida. Holy smokes. Master Showman, absolutely 3D pool tile. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, what a great Monday. It really is a great MAGA Monday morning. All this winning. And I love this new thing that's coming out now about impeaching Obama. That'd be great. Because with an impeachment and everything's going to come out. This is great stuff. He should be impeached. Heck yeah, they should impeach every Democrat president for the last 60 years. From Johnson, leave Kennedy alone, but every Democrat since Johnson, they should impeach. Mm-hmm. They impeached Trump after he was out of office. Why not Obama, who was leading a coup? Mm-hmm. It's very important, because it gets all the evidence out. Mm-hmm. Yep, make sure you subscribe, those of you who are new to my channel. Mm-hmm. That's right. I mean, this is just a great time. I mean, we know Trump's great. We know he always does great things, but he still surprises us, like with this EU deal, right? I mean, this is just, I was shocked that he made his deal so quick. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's the greatest president ever. We've never had a president that put the American people first like this. Never. Just has never happened before. It has never happened before. And you know what? It probably won't happen again. Not at this level. Because he's just so brilliant. Oh, FDR was awful. He was a racist. You know, FDR excluded blacks from the New Deal. That's right. Blacks couldn't participate in pretty much all of the New Deal. And that's just the beginning. He did a lot of other racist things, too. That's true. I know. FDR, big racist. The Democrat icon. A racist segregationist. FDR refused to sign federal anti-lynching legislation. Can you imagine? Who doesn't like Kool-Aid? You know what the best way to have Kool-Aid is? Did any of you guys do your Kool-Aid like this? The best way to have Kool-Aid is to make Kool-Aid ice cubes, then make Kool-Aid, but use the Kool-Aid ice cubes for the ice in the Kool-Aid. That's the best way to drink Kool-Aid, isn't it? I used to love doing that as a kid. And I would always make my Kool-Aid like twice what they tell you should mix it with. So it's extra strong. Yeah. I haven't had Kool-Aid in a long time, though. But that's the best way to have Kool-Aid. Yep. You used to do that with Kool-Aid, too? Yeah. R-Y, absolutely. Kool-Aid pancakes. That's a new one. What's a Kool-Aid pancake, Michael? Yeah, Kool-Aid popsicles at double strength. I always made my Kool-Aid double strength. Absolutely. Get that extra sugar rush as a kid. That's exactly right. Yep. Yep. And Hawaiian Punch came in metal cans, not plastic like today. Mm-hmm. Kool-Aid with a double scoop, double strength. Yep. Mm-hmm. I haven't had Kool-Aid in a long time. Maybe I'll get some. I got to go to the grocery store today. Maybe I'll pick up some Kool-Aid. So on my next stream, I'll be in the studio, on the radio, and I'll be taking live calls. Well, I don't drink it now. I haven't had Kool-Aid since I can't remember. I probably had Kool-Aid when my daughter was a kid. That was probably the last time. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, somebody mentioned Newsmax. My last appearance on Newsmax was my first time since I lost all this weight from Coastal Weight Loss Secret. I've been getting a lot of compliments from people. Oh, tough question. It's the red Kool-Aid's the best. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves red Kool-Aid the best. No doubt about it. Double scoop with Kool-Aid ice cubes. That's right. What a great day. What a great day. No one's losing their Medicaid yet. Wild Cherry. That's right. No one's losing their Medicaid except the illegals that are illegally getting Medicaid. No one entitled to Medicaid is losing their Medicaid. That's just some other talking point. They're vacuous talking points. Epstein, Medicaid cuts. These mean nothing. Nothing you're saying is true. Red dye, number 5. Hey, I don't know. I've been drinking red dye, number 5, my whole life. Most of us have, So we've survived it. I survived red dye, number 5. That'd be a good T-shirt. I survived red dye, number 5. Mm-hmm. I like that. Trump is a genius. Oh, man, is he a genius. He's just a genius. It's just, you see it. Australian beef? I don't know. I don't know anything about Australian beef. We got American beef here. Speaking of Australia, I saw this interview with Paul Hogan. Oh, my goodness. I haven't seen Paul Hogan in a while. He is not looking well. I didn't know that he and his American wife divorced. They did an interview with him on Australian TV, And the way they did the interview, they're acting as if that's going to be his final interview ever. It was not good. No, we like Paul Hogan, but in America. Yep, Hulk Hogan passed away last week. That was very sad. Very sad. Everyone loves Hulk Hogan in America. First time I remember hearing of Hulk Hogan was when he was in Rocky III. I don't think I knew who Hulk Hogan was before Rocky III. What was his name in Rocky III? Was it Thunder Lips? What was his name in Rocky III? Hulk Hogan is the guy he played. I can't remember. I want to say Thunder Lips. Just popped in my mind. I haven't seen Rocky III in a long time. That's the one with Mr. T. And I remember Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, they were partners for a short time, and Hulk Hogan was a guest star on the A-Team. Thunder Lips. See, it just popped in my mind. Yep, Thunder Lips. Yep. That guy's good. That guy's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, poor Hulk Hogan. He lived here in Florida. He's lived here in Florida for ever. All right, it's about time to go to Starbucks. Will be opening soon. They open in about 15 minutes. Well, this trade deal got done yesterday afternoon. It's already done. Done. Yeah, there was an episode of the A-Team with Hulk Hogan. I can't remember what the storyline was, but Mr. T and Hulk Hogan were a team for a while, and I guess they had a falling out. Mr. T's still alive? Because I would have thought if he was alive, I would have seen him on television or online or something somewhere. They've had Ric Flair all over the place, but I haven't heard. Is Mr. T living or dead? I don't remember him dying. He's got to be alive still, Mr. T. He's alive, yeah. Yes, good MAGA morning. What a great day for America. That EU trade deal yesterday was just so shocking. So shocking. I knew she was open to a deal with Trump because in that first press conference, the EU chancellor, she said that they have a trade imbalance, that they have a surplus, we have a deficit, and it's got to be balanced out and equalized, So I knew she was positive, but I didn't expect them to come back in 5 minutes with a deal. That's how things should be done. They just drag things out usually too much. Government people, bureaucrats, but not this time. Boom, done. Done. Mm-hmm. Who's scared? No, this is a great time. Now, those of you in Europe may not be happy, but they're not a bad thing. Of course, they're a bad thing. We're being ripped off. Huge tariffs on European goods. No more. Just totally ripping us off with these huge tariffs on our imports into Europe. That's all over now. Reciprocal tariffs. Clearwater's in a whole nother part of the state than I'm in. Clearwater's far away. Florida is a much bigger state than people realize. Florida is huge. It's huge. And Clearwater is pretty far from here. The only thing in Clearwater is Hulk Hogan, but no more though since he passed. And that's also where the Church of Scientology have their headquarters in Clearwater, Florida. Yeah. And that's why John Travolta lives in Florida and stuff. Well, Frosty Snowman, what you're saying has some truth to it, but if you heard the Chancellor of the EU yesterday, They are going to use Trump's border policy as a blueprint to get Europe back. Oh, spring trainings in Clearwater? Who spring trains in Clearwater? I can't believe it's 82 degrees already. Well, it's that time of year. Mm-hmm. The Phillies? Mm-hmm. All right, let's head off to Starbucks. Gotta roll down the windows because they're covered in dew. We've all gotten so lazy with our backup cameras and everything. It's so ridiculous. Do they even teach kids how to properly back out of a space anymore? We're in dark MAGA mode, people. Dark MAGA mode engaged. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. My name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. And we're having a good time. I'm not the only one that leaves so early in the morning. No, at this temperature, I gotta turn the air on. Okay, just turned on the AC. Got about 10 minutes till Starbucks opens. You know, Starbucks, they have this insane policy where they let homeless people hang out at their facilities. They've been trying to rid themselves of homeless people at Starbucks. They used to give free water to homeless people. You didn't have to, they didn't say to homeless, but you didn't have to make a purchase. Now to get free water, you have to make a purchase. And the homeless people disappeared, but I noticed they came back to the different Starbucks. And yesterday morning, around this time, because I'm always pretty much the first customer at Starbucks, there's a homeless guy there, and he's being, yesterday I'm leaving, and he's pretty far down the sidewalk. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Hey." And I know what he's doing. He's building up to ask me to buy him coffee because he caught me one morning about 6 months ago. He says, "Hey, man, could you buy me some coffee when you go in there?" And I did, which I wasn't too happy about. I mean, you know. And that was about 6 months ago. And I could tell he's building up to asking me to buy him coffee again. You know, the homeless, you know, see, in the area that I live in, you can't be homeless out on the streets. But where I go to Starbucks, where I'm going now, is in a different city. You know, you're crossing the line into a different city. And I live in a conservative town where they take care of business, and I get my coffee in this liberal town, and they embrace homeless people. You know, like a little Governor Newsom runs this city. And there's one restaurant that I get takeout at from time to time, and a homeless guy has moved in. I don't know if he's there. Let's see if he's there. He might have cleared out already. But a homeless guy has moved in and basically lives in their outdoor patio area. So they got two homeless guys at this place. And I'm just not crazy about this guy asking me to buy his coffee. No, the homeless guy's not at the restaurant. Let's see if the other homeless guy's around. He's a nice guy, but, you know. I mean, what's he need coffee for? It's not like he's got to get energized for work or anything. And Starbucks coffee? I mean, there's cheaper places to get coffee. I don't see him this morning, but sometimes he shows up when around time they open. Yeah, well, you know, the problem is, it's not that I'm insensitive, but once they, a lot of these homeless people are con men. They're on the street surviving, and they're looking for any doorway in, and you walk it in, you're walking out. I'm in my car and by myself. It's just not, it's not good. It's dangerous. And I don't, and Starbucks, like most liberals have these insane things that they do. They let homeless people move into their businesses at Starbucks. And there's one guy at another Starbucks in town. I mentioned this guy before. There's a homeless guy that lives at another Starbucks that I don't go to anymore. And he basically lives on their outdoor porch area at this Starbucks, and he's got a CPAP machine. And he actually, at night, plugs his oxygen and CPAP machine into the Starbucks electronics or outlets, and sleeps on their tables with his CPAP and oxygen machine every night, where people during the day are there with their food eating at these tables. It's gross. But the homeless people, a lot of them are dangerous. There's a lot of psychological issues. A lot of them are criminals. And a lot of the people most people that go to Starbucks go alone. And a lot of them are women and young women. And a lot of the workout people are going here. It's not safe to have homeless people camped out at your business, especially when you have women and young women in their yoga pants and workout clothes running in and out of the Starbucks. It's just not, it's not safe. It's just not safe. It's not being insensitive, but, it's just, it's not safe and it's bad. Yeah. But, hey, they've done a good job of running them off for the most part. But this one guy here, I don't see him today, but a lot of times he rides up on his bicycle right as they're opening. And when he started talking to me yesterday, I know he's building up to ask me to buy him coffee. I know it. And I don't want to get that in. It's hard for homeless people today because people don't carry cash anymore to give them. So, I wouldn't be surprised if there's homeless people that take freaking Apple Pay. Right? They probably have a square attached to their phones. They have squares attached to their Obama phones so you can give the homeless person money with your Apple Pay. I would not be surprised. I've seen some of the local kids. There was some kids from a local high school raising money for their football team. And I was at Best Buy a while back, and they took Apple Pay. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Yep. Make asylums great again. Well, yeah. You got to feel bad. People suffering from mental health issues. It's a terrible life. I mean, I'm very sympathetic to people that have drug addictions and mental health issues and that are homeless. I really am sympathetic. We don't have as many homeless this time of year because it's so hot. They go up north during the summer. They come down here during the winter. They migrate with the birds. You have more homeless in Florida during the winter than you do during the summer because it's so hot and humid, the humidity. They don't like the humidity, That's just the way it is. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Brian. This is where Magnet comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe. On my next stream, which I'll start in about half an hour, I'll be in the studio. The show will start, and I'll be taking live calls on the air and on the stream. And the toll-free number will be pinned in the live chat when I do that. So anytime I'm in the studio, I'm taking live calls. And you'll be able to call me on the next stream and share your thoughts. And, of course, I'm going to open up the show today talking about this great EU deal that President Trump just made, which was just historic. But there's a lot of other things I'm going to cover, too, other than that. But that's what I'm going to lead with today. All right, guys, I'll see you in about 25, 30 minutes on the next stream. All right, take care. Thanks for watching.